Okay, hi. This is Madam Luna again. I'm gonna try to do a daily draw or some kind of daily creative thing. It's been a pretty busy year for me. I guess probably the most important thing that's happened to me this year so far in terms of creative output is that I actually went on some medication. Some actual, like, continuing medication for the first time in my life. And I'm sorry if this is an uncomfortable topic. I'll definitely put a little warning in the description. But, so that really affected my creative output for a little while. For a little while, of course, you know, I couldn't really seem to get anything done, and that was because I was actually using the wrong medication. And so that kind of went on and on for a little while. You'll also notice I'm using different types of little media here. First of all, to see how well the camera picks up each one, but also because I think it's a pretty interesting thing to do. I really like working with ink especially. Anyway, so I was on one and that didn't work. Then I was on another one that really actually was way worse for me than the previous one had been. And now I'm on something else that seems to kind of do okay. Hopefully. It's definitely better for me than the other ones were. So it's been okay, but also, you know, the changing seasons. You know, winter comes and darkness falls across the land. And with the changing seasons, I find that it becomes a lot harder for me to be creative and to draw. Just because, like, I don't know, I guess it's seasonal depression. But whenever it gets really, really, really dark, I'm also using this time as kind of a way to get me to spontaneously draw. And I do a lot of spontaneous drawing, but maybe not as much as I should. Kind of a little impromptu landscape right here. Anyway, so when the day gets very, very dark or things like that, it turns out that I don't really want to do a whole lot of anything. I mostly just want to sit around and play mediocre video games, which has actually been the reason why I've been considering getting into Let's Playing again. I've definitely been doing more commentary with DC lately, as any of y'all who are keeping up on his newest Let's Play Llama Lana have found out. Also because I genuinely love Llama Lana. Of course, anybody who knows me can tell you that right away. But yeah, so I've decided to kind of like get back in the saddle of drawing. I've decided to do daily draws, and God, this sketchbook is almost finished. But I do want to do some more inking. I did some inking in that last one I did. Astaroth. Beef. Demon. Just making sure this is still recording. Yes, it is. And to do some more inking, I really want to do something with these Gravity Falls characters. I really like Gravity Falls. DC and I have been watching it a lot lately, so I tried sketching them with varying degrees of success. I really like how Gideon and Grunklestein came out. That's supposed to be Dipper down there, but we don't talk about that. So yeah, I guess just some little inking, just to kind of get me back in the mood. You know, something kind of nice and mindless, something I've already done. I always find that to be really enjoyable. Somebody in the last video asked me how long it took to become confident with my lines, and the answer is a long ass time. It took me a very, very long time, and like I said, inking used to be my least favorite part of the drawing process, you know, kind of a necessary evil. It's the step between, you know, freeform sketching where you're allowed to be messy and coloring where you're allowed to be interesting. So inking I always considered was kind of the thing that you have to go through to get to that. So I used to do digital inking a lot, which gives you more room for error, especially because, you know, if you ink something and then you scan it at 300 DPI, if you zoom out, anything at 300 DPI looks great. Looks fantastic. But so anyway, no, I've been doing a lot more digital inking nowadays though, and I'm really enjoying it. This is actually kind of like a mulberry colored Sharpie that I was using for the Astaroth picture, but because this is black Sharpie, I'm going to go for my finer black one. And so this is not overly sophisticated shading. I'm just doing like little hatching techniques and stuff. But I find that I really like hatching, you know, repetitive motions are really nice and soothing. Plus, I think they just look really interesting. And I like how, you know, just burying them very gently can give you like greater depth and greater nuance and greater meaning. And I think that's really pretty cool. Art is pretty cool, you guys. Yup. Grunkle stand. Okay, I'm going back to the black Sharpie. I really like Sharpies. I think a lot of people do. I don't have any references for his outfit like me right now. And I actually sketched this like a long time ago. If anybody, if y'all have any questions about what materials I'm using or anything, just go ahead and ask. I do want to like digress and talk about this pencil I used for this because I keep meaning to talk about it because my favorite pencil. This is king size. There's an even bigger Sharpie after this called Magnum. I shit you not, it is literally called Sharpie Magnum. But king size is good enough. It'll also kill all your brain cells. One time I actually did a pointillism project using entirely Sharpie like king size and Sharpie Magnum, and my teacher got it and he said that he got so high off of the fumes that he gave me an A. So that's cool. Let's see. Yeah, damn. Kids. I do kind of swear a lot, way more than I do in DC's videos, so sorry if I'm ruining the illusion. I was going to talk about something. Yeah, so this pencil is one of the coolest pencils I've ever seen. It's called the General's Layout Extra Black Pencil. And I don't know if I actually used it for this. I think I might not have. I think I might have used a carpenter pencil instead. But, so you get really nice, deep black lines on this. You're just really beautiful. Here, I'll use it on this picture Gideon here. And I will also make sure to scan these and maybe link them in the more info in case, because I know my cell phone camera quality video is not that great, but you can see with a pencil this beefy, you don't really have to do any inking. Gideon is a fantastic villain. I really love the fact that a villain in a kids show is basically like a nice guy, capital N, capital G. You know, those dudes who heavily objectify girls and just kind of use them for their own ego bolstering. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, let's see. And then over here I have this picture of Wendy. And Wendy, I will say, is a great character. I really like her. I like her attitude a lot, and I want to know more about her, but I really dislike the role that she's been put in these the back half of season 1 has been nothing but episodes about Dipper obsessing over Wendy, and it's really gross, actually. For a show that has a nice guy as a villain, it sure does a good job of turning Dipper into one, too. Oh no, there's no, how dare Wendy go date a dude that she likes that I don't like. Heavens to Betsy. This is a Pentel brush pen. I don't know if it's actually made by Pentel. I know Pentel puts out clones of these. You can kind of squeeze the barrel to get ink going down there. There we go. That's nice and dark. It's one of those Japanese brush pens, and it's very pretty. I use them a lot, and people are always impressed. It just feels really nice. The only problem is that, you know, if you go too quickly, you get that kind of pencil-like chalkiness in the middle. But that's not even really a bad thing. But still, sometimes I wish I could just do it the way I, you know, on the computer, you can get like nothing but a thick black line just all the way down. Some nice graceful lines there. I'm trying to relax. I'm trying not to feel too pressed for time. I don't want this video to get really long, but at the same time, you know, it's important that I be able to relax when I do this. I have to, I think, not be afraid of taking things at my own pace. One thing that I realized that I do that some other LPers, a lot of other LPers I imagine don't do, is that, God, I don't even really feel comfortable calling myself an LPer anymore, but as an internet personality, I don't know, I really like making things personal. I think actually personalness, literally personality, is one of the most important things you can bring to your creative work. Especially, I think, in the case of video games, because what are video games if they don't involve you in some way, you know? And so, doing creative things online, showing off drawing, talking about myself, I really like doing that. I genuinely enjoy it. And it's not just out of some kind of, I guess, vulgar sense of, oh, needing attention or something. Yeah, I love attention. I got a YouTube account. But I think it's important, and that's part of why I talk about things like going on medication and things like that, because, you know, these are things that actually happen. These are things real people do, and I mean, some people just don't. That doesn't even enter into their worldview at all, and you know, I just got to ask, why is that? You know, if that's something you've never experienced or you have no knowledge about, or worse, if you demonize or romanticize things like that, then, you know, you gotta ask yourself why that is. Anyway, sorry for my sometimes weird mental divergences there. I think something that would maybe be worth exploring too is just periods of silence as well. Anyway, Wendy, I have this urge to turn this towards the camera, because right now my camera is set up on the opposite side, so I kind of want to do this, but then I realize that I'm going to flip the video around later. So yeah, that's a little bit of inking, a little bit of kind of painterly style inking with Wendy, and some big block inking with Uncle Stan, and then just pencil with Gideon. I really like Gideon. He's got cool powers too. Wonder how long that's been. You know, I did say there's going to be daily draws. I think I'll do a little bit more original drawing. Probably something over on here, because I haven't used this yet. Man, I just realized, I hope that my camera picked up all of this vertical format. Actually, it kind of looks like it didn't. That's a puzzle. If it didn't, then I might have to canvas and do a whole other one. But it picks up this okay. Drat, I should have thought of that. Okay. Let me think. Something I've been kind of doing recently that I've never really done before is that I've been drawing more kind of dragons and dragony things. I don't really draw animals very much. But I really like these kind of sinuous shapes, sinuous twisting, almost river-like. River-like, eel-like. and lots of curves. Just kind of put that in the background. This is soothing. This is really soothing to me. Gonna see if I can kind of use maybe a sort of pointillist approach to scales, so I don't have to draw in every single one, but I still get like a nice ripply texture, nice ripply opalescent, as opalescent as graphite can be, texture to it. Yeah, it feels nice to actually stop talking for once. It's sometimes hard for me to get out of the mindset of needing to talk all the time. I should also specify that I teach on the side. I literally have a job that involves me talking to kids for like an hour and a half a week about anime and manga and how to draw. So it is literally really difficult for me sometimes to not talk. I really want to put kind of like a little undershine on this. Kind of a little more just under texture. Maybe I should use something like this. This is lighter. This is just like a #2 pencil. There we go. That kind of. Oh, I think that's pretty good for now. I think that's pretty good. I've been feeling a little tired lately, so I think this is a pretty good foundation here so far. At the end of it, if you can look at what you have and think, oh, that's pretty cool, then I think you've always done a good job. There we go. And besides, like I said, this is something I don't really draw very often, so I think any exercise I get is good stuff. Thanks for watching. See ya.